Hey student, watch this video and learn 3 phrasal verbs with live. Part 2, coming up. Hey friends, Teacher Prix here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. First of all, thank you so much for joining me on another English lesson. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to teach you. And if it's your first time here and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing because from Monday to Friday, I post different kinds of English lessons to help people from all over the world become better and more confident English speakers. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much for always coming back and for always supporting my work here on YouTube, okay? Now, phrasal verbs with live, part 2. I have part 1 of this lesson. I think a few months ago, I made a video where I talked about 3 phrasal verbs with live, but because live is a very popular verb, there are many possible phrasal verbs with live, so I decided to make a second one to show you different ones, okay? Anyways, live by. Live by means to agree and follow something, such as a diet or a rule or a set of beliefs. So, for example, I have some friends who are Christians, they are Christian, they believe in Jesus Christ, and they live by the Holy Bible. What does this mean? It means they follow the Holy Bible. It means they agree with the Holy Bible. So they live by the Bible, because they follow it. They believe in it. It's in their core. Now, another example. This is definitely a principle I live by. So let's say that I have a principle of helping others. I believe that helping others will only be good for you. Will give you double. So whatever you do for someone will come in double for you. So this is a principle I live by. So I believe in this. I agree with this. I follow this. So this is something that I live by, okay? A principle, something that I follow. Another example. Our community lives by a strong code of ethics. So this means that our community follows a strong code of ethics. So we have a strong ethics code and we follow it. We live by this code. We follow this code because we believe in it, we agree with it, we follow it, okay? Now, I know some people that live by keto diet. I'm a keto diet kind of girl. So they follow it, they agree with it, so they live by a certain diet or a certain trend, a certain principle, a belief like Holy Bible, believing in Christ, being a Protestant. So this means that you live by a certain principle, okay? Anyways, and hey, remember to hit the like button because by hitting the like button, you help YouTube understand that this is a good lesson, that this lesson is helpful and will impact other people, okay? So make sure to like and share. Anyways, live for. To live for is to think of someone or something as the most important thing or most important enjoyable part of your life. So let's say, I live for my work. So, kind of true. So I live for my work. It's the most important or the most enjoyable part of my life, which is not true. Work is not everything. Work is definitely important, but it's not everything. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments. Now, here is an example. Peter lives for his work. That's basically what I said. He doesn't have time for anything else. So his life is his work, okay? So it's the most important part of his life, the most enjoyable. For some people, it's very enjoyable. So it's the most enjoyable part of his life. He lives for his work. He lives for his music. Maybe it's a singer and That's the most enjoyable part of his life. He lives for music. Mary lives for her family. So her family is the most important part of her life. So she lives for her family. They're everything to her. They're the most important part of her life. Okay? Now, Andrew has always lived for his art. He's been struggling ever since the accident. So let's put this into a context. Maybe Andrew has always worked with art, painting or doing something with art, but he had an accident. And after the accident, he couldn't work with his art anymore. So this is devastating because he lived for his life, for his art. He has always lived for his art. That's the most important and most enjoyable part of his life. But now, because of the accident, he can't work with his art anymore. So this must be devastating for him. Okay, so to live for is to do something, to think of something. That is the most important part of your life. Okay, what do you live for? Let me know. I live for my purpose, and my purpose is teach you guys. Hello. Moving on, to live on, final phrasal verb of the night. To live on means to continue to exist, to survive, to remain in people's memory after someone dies or something stops existing. Okay? So to live on is to continue to exist even after a certain event, or to be in people's memory even after it's gone or the person is dead. So the person continues to exist here, okay? So for example, Michael Jackson, he's dead, he's gone, but his legend lives on. So beat it, his legend, I could change this for his music. His music lives on. He was an incredible musician, a singer, a dancer. So he may have died, but his legend, his work, his music lives on. His music continues to exist. His legend continues to exist because there's no one like Michael Jackson. He's a legend. Okay? I don't know if you agree, but I really like the guy. Anyway, printed media lives on despite modern technology. So we have tablets, iPads, cell phones, high-tech computers. However, printed media continues to exist. Printed media lives on. I personally prefer to read books in paper, okay? I do not like digital books, but if I need to use them, if I need to read one, I will. Right now, I'm reading a digital book. If I could, I would have bought it, but I have the digital copy, so I'm okay. But printed media continues to exist. It survives. We have technology. We have better ways to have access to any information we want, but printed media lives on, persists, continues to exist. What do you think? Now, when someone dies, just as Michael Jackson, but not so famous, oh, we will miss our grandma terribly, but her memory lives on in everyone who knew and loved her. So our grandma, she's gone, she died, but her memory lives on, continues to exist, despite the fact that she has died, that she has passed away. And how is her memory how does her memory live on? Well, in everyone who knew her, all her friends, relatives, grandchildren, her children, people who loved her, neighbors. So that's how it works. Okay? So whenever you talk about your grandma who has maybe passed away, she's living on. Her memory continues to exist because even though she may not be on earth here right now, well, she lives on. Okay? Well, I have one grandma right now. The other one has passed away, but her memory lives on. We always think of her, we always talk about her, so this is life. Do you still have your grandma? If you do, make sure to give her a hug and a kiss because grandmas deserve love, okay? Well, my friends, live on part 2. Surprise! To live on is very similar to live off, double F, to live off, which is the phrasal verb I talked about in video part 1. If you live on money, that's basically that, okay, on money. If you live on an amount of money, a certain amount of money, or a certain means that will financially aid you, this is the money you use to buy things, to provide for yourself, to take care of yourself, okay? So, an example, my family and I lived in the past, my family and I lived on very little when I was a child. So this means that when I was a child, my family and I had very little money to take care of ourselves. We didn't have a lot of money to live on, to buy the things we needed, to buy the things we had to buy. So another example, Peter doesn't need to work because he lives on the inheritance his grandparents left him. So basically this means that he doesn't need to work because his grandparents left him some money. So he lives on the inheritance that his grandparents left for him. How awesome! My grandparents didn't leave me anything, and I don't believe my parents will leave me anything either. But it's fine. It's okay. I make my own money. It's cool. Anyways, my friends, so that's the idea of live on part 2, the second translation, because first I talked about a more emotional meaning. Now I'm talking about a more financial meaning. Live off is also a possibility, very common. Both are acceptable, okay? Now, final question of the night. Not final because it's the first question I make you. Well, I did make more questions. Anyways, what is one principle you live by? Something you live by, you agree, you follow. One principle that is really important for you, it means a lot to you. It tells a lot about your character, about who you are in this world. Very deep, huh? This is a very deep question, and I can't wait to see your answer in the comments. Other than that, my friends, I hope you can share this video with your friends, hit the like button, because all of these things, they really support the channel, they help the channel grow, and I really appreciate when you guys come back, participate in the comments, and share your opinion, okay? Other than that, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow for another English lesson. Bye bye!